Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli follows up on efforts to expand social protection programs. And 2 Iraqi soldiers killed in ambush blamed on terrorist groups. Welcome back. Foreign Minister Sameh Shukri and an accompanied delegation participated in the Tanzanian celebration in a ceremony marking the start of filling the dam carried out by Egypt. In his speech during the celebration, Shukri asserted that Egypt will continue boosting the development process in Tanzania and reiterated that its participation in building the dam reflects the keenness on supporting development of African countries. The top diplomat also delivered President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi's congratulations to the Tanzanian people on the inauguration of the dam and pointed out to the bilateral relations which have witnessed great progress during the past years. The ceremony, held in the attendance of the Tanzanian President Samia Hassan, marks the official launch of the project, which of great importance to the Tanzanian people as it contributes in power generation, helps control floods from the river and organizes the sustainability of water flows needed to cultivate the land surrounding the project and river fishing practices in the area.
Of the
And to shed more light, we are joined over the phone by Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, Foreign Assistant Foreign Minister. A very good day, sir.
How are you? Good day.
Thank you, sir. Sir, how do you see Egypt's participation in the celebration of Tanzanian celebration in a ceremony marking, of course, the starting of filling of the dam carried out by Egypt?
It is an old successful story, a story of success. Since decades, we witnessed the good friendship between Egypt and Tanzania, between Gamal Abdel Nasser and Julius Nyerere. They were the leaders of independence in Africa. And I had the honor to visit this country in December 1980 with a message from President Sadat to the President to assure our friendship, our intention to help them whenever they want. And there I got a message from the Tanzanian government that they are going to build this dam, and they want to assure that they are not at all intend to affect the quantity of water which Egypt is getting now. So the friendship is always there. Now it is becoming much more closer because our President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi really spread our diplomacy all over the continent. They chose us to represent them in the Security Council for 2 years. Egypt is the most between the countries who shared the African Union several times, lately in 2019 by our president. And we are defending the interest of the whole continent, especially those very close friends like Tanzania. We are asking for more development and investment in Africa with the Egyptian experience and the finance coming from developed countries. So I think that we are going to start from here another time of close friendship based on interests to share it for the sake of the two countries and the two people.
Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, Egypt saves no effort in supporting brotherly African countries in their development path. Sir, your motto on this?
Of course, we are everywhere in Africa. We are the most represented country in the whole world, and we are there, and we are also very accepted face. Why? Because we are African. Why? Because we are the country which have the Al-Azhar al-Sharif, which have the Eastern Church, which are making very good efforts all over the churches in Africa. because we are defending the independence of Africa, and we are calling for more and more trade and investment for the sake of the African people. So I enjoyed very much being an ambassador of Egypt in a couple of countries in Africa, and I visited many countries in Africa. I'm quite sure to tell you that we are really treated as brothers and dear friends.
How do you see these efforts and the importance of cooperation and development projects, sir?
This will add to our energy in the future, because, as you know, Egypt now has a surplus of energy. We started now to export our electricity and gas, liquid gas, to Europe and to our neighbor countries. And the European Union is appreciating very much what Egypt is doing in this time where we are facing a problem in energy because of the Ukrainian war and a problem of the food security also. So this will, of course, add to our economy, to our benefit from our relations with the whole area around us, whether it is the Arab world, Africa, and Europe.
Sir, the project, of course, represents the capabilities of Egyptian companies in implementing major infrastructure in a number of African countries. To what extent are these projects acting as a role model for constructive regional cooperation?
This is what I am really asking everybody to think about it. Because trade, we already exhausted all the possibility of trade, and we don't have possibility to expand trade because 70% of what Africa is importing, it's not producing. So in order to make more trade, you have to start invest in agriculture, in the food industry, in many things, in wood and forestry. Many occasions are there, and the good thing that it is beneficial. But European countries, the United States, and those donor countries would see that Africa, investment in Africa doesn't pay enough. One American ambassador told me that what I am doing in Africa, in 1 year, I can do it in Japan in 1 day. So it's not true that they are keen to come to Africa. And we are the big defender of the case of Africa in order to make more investment, in order to produce more and more of what we need in Africa.
Ambassador Gamal Bayoumi, former Assistant Foreign Minister, we thank you very much for this interview and for giving us informative knowledge about the ongoing, sir. Thank you very much. Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli affirmed on Wednesday that the government attaches great importance to expanding social protection programs, on top of which this is the Solidarity and Dignity program, by including the most vulnerable families in cash support programs. This came during Prime Minister Mustafa Madbouli meeting Minister of Solidarity, Nivine Kobbeh, to follow up on the Ministry's efforts to expand social protection programs. In this context, the minister reviewed what has been implemented concerning the presidential initiatives to expand the umbrella of social protection. The minister said that the number of families benefiting from the cash support provided by the state budget has reached 4.6 million families, with a total of approximately 20 million citizens, in addition to 600,000 other families whose costs are covered by National Alliance for Civil Action in cooperation with the NGOs supporting cash support activities. Moreover, she went on to explain that the ministry has transferred all cash support cards, MISA cards, for national payments affiliated to the central bank, in line with the financial inclusion policies pursued by the state. During the meeting, the Minister of Social Solidarity noted that most of the needy families are located in the governorates of Upper Egypt, with a rate of about 57% beneficiaries. Suez Canal Authority holds a press conference at the new Marina headquarters in Ismailia. The conference sheds light on the 2022 harvest and the most prominent achievements of the authority. Moreover, the conference is to answer all questions concerning the draft law of the Suez Canal Authority Fund. The conference is attended by Lieutenant General Osama Rabia. A Palestinian was killed and 5 others were wounded by Israeli fire while Israeli occupation forces were storming Nablus city.